Peace, y'all. What's going on? It's your girl Crystal coming through, the Raw Spiritual Guru. So I'm just going to show y'all how my Applejack look after sitting for about a year. Um, I'm going to strain it. I'm going to put it into another mason jar. I have two different ones, and you can clearly see the difference, right? You can clearly see the difference, but I'm going to show y'all. All right. All right, so these are the two Apple Jacks that I had sitting. It was from 10/19/2022, and then this one is from November 6, 2022. So this is about 13 months, and this is about a little over 12 months because today is the 16th. So 12 months and 10 days. All right, so if you see, with both of these, this was the first one I did, and I didn't have the plastic wrap initially, so I put a top on it, right? But if you look at the Applejack in here, it look kind of like it don't look as syrupy as this one. So this one, you can literally see the brandy, quote unquote, at the bottom of it, and this got more liquid base. And then this is the one without the top. Whereas though this one is the one that has the lid and it's not as liquid base. But in her recipe, she said when they sit, they might get mold on it. So if you see, this one do have a mold filament at the top, but you'll just scrape the mold off and you'll just still proceed to strain this. So this one, of course, it don't look like it got any mold in it, and I'm just thinking it's more so because the lid. So I'm going to strain them both separately and let you see how they look. Okay, I'm going to try my best to do it off on camera, but we'll see. All right. Okay. So this is the one that got the mold. Okay. Okay, so I scraped the mold off of it, and she said that you can use this to make like. So I scraped the mold off of it, and she said that she could use the filling to make like apple pancakes. So she said that she could make like apple bread, apple pancakes, and all that other stuff with the filling if you choose to. You don't throw it away. But I'm gonna just get this strained. Alright, so all the liquid at the bottom. It do smell like it do smell like alcohol, y'all, for real. Now I let this one sit for 12 months because I wanted it to be more of a potent brew versus sweet. Alright, so, but if you really look at the mixture, it is soft though, the mixture. Alright, let me put some more in here because I know I got more liquid. So you see it's still drip dropping, right? So I'm gonna attempt to just get the liquid, but the filling keeps trying to come out too. Alright, so as much of the Applejack beverage is in here that I strained from the apples, right? So I have another little strainer, and I'm gonna put it in a mason jar that I steamed and cleaned, so it's ready to go. So I'm gonna just do a double strainer, right? Just in case some apple pieces came through. I want it to be real, real liquidy, right? So All right, so this is the one from November, and it yields about almost about 2.5 cups of the Applejack. So I'm going to do the secondary one as well, but this one, basically, I'm gonna still keep it in a dark place. I had it in my basement cabinet, so it's out of sunlight really the whole time, unless I had to turn on the light and go into that cabinet for one reason or another. But anyway, this is basically what it yielded from the November one. So I'm going to see how much the first one I did yield, even though they totally look different as far as the storage goes. But you could put these in small little bottles if you have it. You could gift them to other people. Moderation is key, okay? So don't just be sipping on this whole drink. Don't be sipping on this whole drink, but instead, get a cup or, like a little shot glass or like a little wine glass of it and sip on it like that and see how you feel. All right, but this is a fermented Applejack drink. And let's get started with the second one. All right. So this was initially the first one, but the second one that I'm unpacking. So this one, I had the mason jar on it, and I did put the 2 plastic wraps on it too. I just didn't want to take off the mason jar once I already had it on it. All right, but oh, uh-oh. So this one looked totally different than the top of the other one. The apple's kind of like sunk in. I'm going to still see what I could do with it though. All right, so forgive me, y'all. All right. Oops. See, already messing up. All right, let me get this back. Now, with the other Applejack, it's still producing liquid, so I just want to let y'all see. So I put it in this bowl, right, and I still got liquid forming at the bottom. So I already did like put it in the strainer and took as much liquid as I can, but I just realized that's just going to keep producing liquid, so that's what it's going to be. All right, so this one, like I said, now I probably got 1 or 2 extra ones in my basement, and I gotta really just take them all out. But this was the only one I put a lid on it because this was the first one I did, and I didn't want it to I didn't want to take the lid off after I bought the wrap, you know what I'm saying? But you could tell the complete difference of this one versus the one I just did. Excuse me. So even the apples, like the apples is still like, so the apples in this one is real soft, whereas the apples in this one is still kind of crunchy. It's not to say that it's not producing liquid, but all right. So you can see how crunchy the apples. It looked like I just did this like not too long ago, whereas though these are both a year old. All right. So I got about a quart jar, and this one definitely yield way less than the first batch, but let's get to it. So one trick you could do with the spoon to help the slow leak is to basically swirl it within the spoon so the liquid will go through the holes that's not clogged by the excess filling. And you see this is the excess filling. So it's very important for you to restrain because you will have some thickness to it. Alright, so this is what I got. So not even, this probably is about 2 ounces, if anything, with the secondary one. Alright. Let's compare them. Alright, so this was my first batch with the lid. And then this was my second batch with just the plastic wrap and the rubber bands. So you could clearly see the difference in the coloring. This one's darker, you know. So I would recommend you do it just with the plastic wrap instead of a mason jar lid. Put a book over top of the plastic wrap and store it in a dark place. That's what this one was about. Like I said, you can see the difference, period. Like lighter, less yield, darker, more yield. They both was the same type of mason jar, 32 ounce. This should have had as much as this. This set longer, a month longer than this one. So the proof is in the pudding. Make sure you use plastic wrap, just scrape off the mold. You could utilize the filling for a different recipe. I'm thinking about what I'm about to make with that. But this is my applejack recipe. Alright, and you can follow Doug and Stacy off grid. She got a lot of different remedies. I got this recipe from her, so give credit where credit's due. And I can't wait to try it. It's too early right now too, but I definitely will be making me a meal and having some of the applejack on the side. Alright, peace, love, and light. Follow for more.